everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Belinda. If this is your first time here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you're notified every time I post something new. Today I'm here with Alex from Alex & Skin.
Hi, I'm Alex.
She has a few questions that were asked over on our IG and she's going to answer them for us the best that she can. She does facials and waxing here locally, so I just figured a lot of people are always asking questions and I figured she'd be the best person for it. You ready?
Yay.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
It'll be fine. You want to start into the questions or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so our first question is more info on brow lamination. How long does it last?
Okay. So brow lamination, it's using like a perm solution to help the eyebrow hair stick straight up, so then it makes them appear to be more full, so they look kind of fluffy.
Yeah.
It'll last about 6 weeks. It takes only about 45 minutes to do. And it's really helpful, especially for people who want like the more full brow but not wanting to do like the permanent microblading or what else would there be? Or like the ombre powdered brows, things like that. So it's kind of cool like to transition from that and then decide then I want to try microblading or something else. So it's really nice because it's something simple and then it really helps with your everyday routine to just have like, you know, your eyebrows already done.
Yeah. So I actually got it done, well, that's like 2 weeks ago. And I feel like it worked pretty well. I feel like my brow hair is very thick, so I kind of feel like it went down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was also the first time and we were kind of like, okay,
how do we want to do it? Like how fluffy or not so fluffy?
Yes, so I think next time that we would probably do it a little bit more fluffy and maybe it'll stay up a little bit longer. But I also kind of agree with you, the whole microblading kind of thing. Like Vanessa's always telling me like, you don't want to do microblading because it's so permanent and eyebrow trends change
all the time. They're always changing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I hate my eyebrows, but after the brow lamination, I was like, oh, I really like them. Like they looked fuller. They didn't look just like straight.
Yeah, because usually the hair is just laid across, and this way they're like stick straight and nice and full.
So I always feel like my brows are just so straight, and I always look mad because my eyebrows are so straight. But I'm really not mad. It's just my eyebrows.
Yeah.
So anyways, I liked it. It wasn't that long. I mean, you talked to me the whole time.
Yeah,
so
it goes by really quick.
It made it fast. Okay, what's an easy nighttime routine?
Okay, so nighttime routine would be, of course, depending on your skin type, what you're going to be using. But for sure, you want to take off, you know, anything that was on your face. So you don't want to go to bed with makeup on. You want to make sure you cleanse your face twice. That way, like the leftover dirt, makeup.
So twice.
Yes, that way that comes off first, and then the second time around, it's going in and cleansing your skin. And even then, at home, you kind of want to let the cleanser sit on for like 5 minutes the second time. That way, it kind of goes in there and like really works and
something new.
Helps clean out your skin, yes. And then you would want to use like, so of course cleanser. You would exfoliate maybe twice a week because where we live it's really dry. I don't think you really need to exfoliate too often either. And so depending, you know, age-wise, we always want to prevent aging. So maybe using like a retinol, hyaluronic acid to help moisturize, things like that. That's really about it, I think.
Okay. Well, that was from Max, and he says, love y'all. So,
love you
too. Yes, we love you. How often should you get facials?
Depending on your skin type again. Like, usually if we're trying to work on a problem area like sun damage, acne scarring, or acne, you kind of want to go more frequently, like 2 to 3 weeks. And then once it's kind of evening out, then you kind of go a little bit fewer. Like you can probably stretch it out more.
Okay.
For the most part, I think once a month is a really good time period just to get that really good deep cleanse. And
so you worked on my skin. What kind of skin would you say I have?
I think like normal. I don't know if it's normal to dry, just because like where we are, like, you know, everyone kind of has dry skin, but it's not acnetic. You know, you do have freckles naturally, so. You know, the sun will always make them darker, so that's always something you want to make sure like you don't want to get further sun damage or anything like that, but it's pretty normal to dry.
So you would say how often should I go?
I would say like 3 to 4 weeks, so like once a month or so.
So that helps.
Yes.
Let's see, how often should you apply moisturizer?
Every day.
Yeah.
So for sure every morning you want to apply moisturizer. And at night, so that can go into the nighttime routine, but you always want to moisturize the face. That's going to help with your face looking plump, not so many wrinkles. I guess twice a day then. So morning and night,
Right.
and then of course during the day. It's kind of hard because or for women, you wear makeup every day, so then you can't really reapply it. And like for sunscreen too, you also want to apply sunscreen every 2 hours.
Oh, every 2 hours.
Yes. But it's really hard, wearing makeup and stuff. So
Right.
sometimes there are like sprays that you can like spray over your makeup.
Okay.
Just to get that extra sun protection. But what would I say? So for sure, yeah, morning and night.
Okay. Sounds about right. Is there like a different moisturizer that you would use for day and night? Like would you use a night cream over a moisturizer, or would that be considered your moisturizer?
I would say why not both? Like, moisturizer for all over, and then the night cream. Usually night cream, I guess it's all over, or sometimes they're like specific ones for like just around the eyes,
Right.
or I guess where you have fine lines.
Yeah, so just the more the better.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Is it acceptable to just use a good old wipe to take off the makeup at night?
No.
No.
So, of course it helps because it gets off makeup really fast. They're very convenient. But you need to go in and cleanse, like the double cleanse the first time around to really get off the leftover makeup. Because you can take a wipe, take off your face,
Right.
and then you use another wipe and
Yeah.
there's still makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So it's left over. So then, of course, wearing makeup at night, like sleeping with it, ages your skin as well. Because it's like dehydrating your skin.
Okay.
So you want to always help moisturize your skin so it's not dehydrating and so it's not getting like, how do I say it? It'll further wrinkle easily. I
So it
guess.
ages further.
Yes, ages further.
So would you recommend, like, if you don't have to wear makeup on a day, to kind of just go barefaced and give it a day to breathe?
I would, but I feel like we're never really barefaced, like because you want to use
Right,
your
right.
moisturizer, your sunscreen, and like for sure wearing sunscreen. But then it's nicer whenever you are barefaced because then you can probably reapply sunscreen easier. But even then, like whenever you're putting products in your skin, you always want to have fresh skin. So like for sure you don't want to be touching your face all the time. I think sometimes we have bad habits of like touching our
Yes.
skin, or like sometimes even I don't think people realize, if you go a few days without washing your hair or something, like all of that is touching your face. So sometimes when people have issues like acne or things like that, that's all kind of like, there's so many little factors that fall into it.
Yeah. That makes sense. So when I was in San Antonio with Cynthia, we were in Target and we were looking at tools. I don't know if she sent you a picture, but would you recommend us using tools to apply moisturizers or anything like that?
I'm not a fan of tools really.
No.
I think everything that we do for our skin, like we can do with our own hands. Because I feel like a lot of times the tools are just a way to make money.
Right.
Like for the most part, and a lot of skincare really is that way. Like sometimes things are so crazy expensive,
Yeah.
or like I don't know. I'm not a fan of tools, and I know some people do like them.
Yeah.
I am a fan of like massagers. Like I do believe like massaging your skin helps like the muscles go back into place and helps
That's
kind
funny
of
you
lift
say
it.
that. I just started using like a scrubby brush that massages, and I really like it. I
Yeah.
feel like it takes more makeup off
Mhm.
than just washing it with my hand.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my hand.
Mhm.
But
And then with like the brushes, you always want to make sure like a silicone is better because it
Right.
kind of cleans off, and you can disinfect it easier than like sponge or even like the bristles because they don't ever really get clean.
okay.
So then that's kind of like makeup brushes too. Like we always need to make sure to clean them,
Right.
because then you're just like if you have acne or something like that, you're just kind of
I
reapplying
hate cleaning
all the
makeup
germs.
brushes.
Yeah, me too.
So
I actually need to do that now that
I know. I'm like, when was the last time I did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
fine.
this is your sign to clean your makeup brushes.
Yes. Go clean your makeup brushes. What's the other one? Can I just do moisturizer with an SPF, then my CC cream?
Moisturizer with SPF and your CC cream.
I guess instead of
Yes.
sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can, and I think for the most part that's really what most people do.
Right.
And it doesn't ever hurt. There's like I don't want to say like a stronger sunscreen, but like a sunscreen that's going to really help protect you from like UVA and UVB rays. And you always want to make sure it's like SPF 30 and up. So
Okay.
as long as it is SPF 30 and up, that should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the lower, you don't want to do that.
No.
How often should I use vitamin C serum?
I would say, I don't know.
Just depending on your skin, probably.
Yeah, depending on your skin, and because sometimes I'm kind of like iffy. Like I don't know, does vitamin C really have all the benefits, or is it one of those things where it's like a skincare like let's make money off.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of iffy, and it is nice because, you know, vitamin C to help brighten the skin and everything. You know, vitamins are good for us.
Right.
So I would say maybe like once or twice a day. You know, in the morning whenever you do it, and at night.
It doesn't hurt to have it, but
Yeah.
you don't think it's absolutely necessary.
I think it's one of those that's kind of iffy. I guess it just really depends on the ingredient and the product that you're using.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Makes sense. What are your favorite brands of products?
So I currently use Dermalogica and Skin Script. I really like them a lot.
Okay.
Dermalogica, it's nice because you can find it online. You can go get it at Ulta. And Ulta and Sephora have some really good skincare products. And Skin Script, you would have to order through me. So that way you would get online. And I really like that one too because it's based out of Arizona.
Okay.
So it's like, I feel like they're really good about, like, you know, sun protection. Their ingredients are pretty organic. They are not too expensive, so you can get your whole skincare line and it's at a great price. Versus, like, sometimes it's hard to get your whole skincare line because you know, like,
Yeah, it's
people have
costly.
families, people
Yeah.
have, you know, things they want to
We're
spend
not
on
Kim
something
Kardashian
else.
that can spend
Yeah.
thousands and millions of dollars.
If only. But yeah, so I really like those two. I don't know. Maybe we'll post a list of
Yeah.
like, some products from Sephora, Target, Ulta.
Yeah, so she's actually has a little bio going on my website, so that might be a good place that we can
Oh,
log
yeah,
that
it is.
over.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can just head over there and get your list. So I use Mario Badescu.
Mhm.
I don't know if I say that right.
I never know either. I'm like,
I always like butcher.
Sounds
names.
right, yeah.
Sure. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I'm kind of iffy with it.
Are you?
Mhm.
Yeah. I've used them for years and my skin's just always, I've never really broken out a ton. I have like, you know, the normal breakouts.
And then
But-
too, like, all of our skin is different.
Right.
So like, you know, something that works for you might not work for me.
Right.
And what works for me might not work for you. So,
Yeah.
you know, like, I think that's a thing too, like, it's easier to have your routine and have your skincare once you find products you like.
Right.
And like, when you're noticing the differences, you're noticing like the way your face feels, or you get compliments. That's a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
when other people tell you, oh, your skin looks really great. So that makes you really like, oh, I'm going to keep doing my
Right.
skincare routine, you know, like. And I think that's kind of the hard part because it's like trial and error, trying to figure out like what skincare line works best for you, or what, I guess, like products and ingredients
Right.
are good for your skin. And once you get that down, I think skincare, it's a lot easier.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
So I know a lot of people are using Cetaphil.
CeraVe.
Is it?
I think it's CeraVe.
Like,
Uh-huh.
so butchered that. But anyway.
Well, there is a Cetaphil.
There is.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay,
then
but I'm
CeraVe.
talking about CeraVe.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I like it a lot. It has, so there's one from CeraVe. It has niacinamide, if I'm pronouncing that right. I always butcher that one. And then hyaluronic acid in it, so that's a really good moisturizer. Niacinamide is going to help with like pigmentation, acne scarring, things like that, to help lighten it. And then hyaluronic acid, of course, to add moisturizer to your skin. Moisture. Or hydrate, I guess. So I think that's a good one. That's actually what I use as moisturizer. And it also has sunscreen, so it's like all three in one.
You don't have to like take out so many bottles.
Yes, and then that's nice too whenever you can find products like that. So you don't have this whole
Yes.
thing, a desk, or how do you say it, like a countertop full of products, and then you're like trying to
figure
do
out-
all
yes,
everything. So
Yes, that is like so time consuming, especially when you're a mom and you have small kids. You're trying to
You
get
don't
that on,
have
I guess.
time. Yeah.
You're like trying to take the bottle away from your kid to try to put it
yes,
on.
and then applying moisturizer or something. So for sure, like, you know, you want a cleanser, you want an exfoliating product. You know, if you have like nighttime serums or your creams, what do they say, like retinol. So for sure, you know, you want retinol because that's going to help you prevent aging.
Right.
What else? What are the simple ones? So a cleanser, exfoliating product, like a serum, and then moisturizer and sunscreen.
Okay.
And then I think from there, you know, you can add your extras, like, well, I don't know if they're extras, but you know, like the eye creams and things.
Yeah, your little splurges.
Yes. So like, yes, splurges. That's a good way to put it. I guess it's really like a four things, and
Okay.
then, you know, whatever else you want to get in there. I don't know. I think that's
Would it be easier for you to recommend a product to somebody after you've seen their skin? Because I mean,
Yes.
you can sit here and recommend whatever, but
Mhm.
my skin is not your skin.
Right.
Me and Lexi have totally opposite skins, and I mean,
We're family. Like,
Yeah,
and it's
so-
so crazy. Yeah, that is super excuse me. That is super crazy too, like how we can all have such different
Right.
skin. And then it's also crazy how genetics work and everything. So then
Right.
like, you know, if your parents grew up having these like acne issues, then you probably grew up having the acne issues
Yeah.
too, which is kind of crazy. But for sure, so it definitely does help. You know, like you can always come in for a consultation, or even just come in and do a quick facial, and we can just kind of talk about, you know, like I show you how, you know, how I cleanse the skin and what, I guess like little tricks or the proper way to do everything. And then from there we talk about what products are good for your skin, and you can go home and, you know, kind of follow the same idea.
I think that's a good idea, especially like for girls that are teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember our cousin Eva actually did that for Lena whenever she was like 13.
Yeah.
She took her to the spa and was like, okay, I'm gonna have them teach her how to do her skincare, have them curate like makeup routine for her so that it's not overly done, and that way she kind of has an understanding, because we're those people that our moms can tell us till we're blue in the face, and we're not gonna listen to our moms. Yeah.
Exactly. That's actually how I got into skincare, because my mom, she would always yell at me, put on a hat, and wear sunscreen. I was trying to say hat
Your
and
mom always
sunscreen.
has hats on.
Hat and sunscreen. I was like, no.
Okay, guys, sorry, my camera turned off on me. But anyways, I was saying that Vanessa's always told me, like, you make sure to moisturize even your neck, because, like, you can tell people's age by their neck. I'm like, because I would always just moisturize, like, my face and, you know, stop, like, at my neckline. She's like, no, you have to go all the way down to your chest. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
Actually, it's like you need to go upwards. So, you know, a lot of times we're doing everything and we want to cover everything, so, you know, it makes sense, like we're going downwards, but we're always fighting gravity. So you always want to go upwards, like décolleté, neck, face. So I always like get my moisturizer, try to start here and then just go up, because that way I'll get everything. Because then if I get my face, then I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna, I'll forget or not do this part. But for sure, you know, here, moisturizer, sunscreen, like always bring it upwards, and then hands and arms. And you know, some people go as far as wearing gloves while they drive to help protect their hands.
Okay.
And like sleeves.
Yeah.
Because you know it's sunny, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable wearing gloves, but I should probably do that. But for sure, you know, just sunscreen and everything. And usually, like, I like to, like, you know, put like a generous amount, do all of that, and then just what's left over, kind of do that. Just so that I cover it.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes, you know, we're in a rush and I'm just like, just trying to get it off.
It's crazy. Trying to get out the door is crazy. But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't have thought about going upwards, but I mean, that does make sense.
Yes, because we don't want to drag the skin down. And like, so you always want to, you know, like the way the facial muscles are, they kind of like go upwards and things like that. So then you want to kind of follow them. Just kind of, because I think like as we age, they kind of just start to fall. So then, you know, just bring them back up.
Makes sense. Makes sense. What else?
You're going to have to put Lena on one of yours.
Ma'am, Lena has information for days. Yeah. Did we do the vitamin C? Yes. What are your favorite brands? Why do you use pumpkin scented mask? It makes me want an empanada.
Right. Well, it smells so good for one. It really does smell like empanadas. So that pumpkin mask, it's like a pumpkin enzyme.
Mm-hmm.
So pumpkin has a lot of vitamins that are going to help to prevent aging. So that's really good. And
so everything you do is to prevent aging. Everything.
yes, really.
Go.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, it's a good enzyme, and it really helps to how do I say it? Like that pumpkin enzyme is to help exfoliate the skin and to help, I want to say like smooth out the skin. So, you know, just help take off like a small layer of skin, exfoliate with it, and then help smooth out the lines. So like really exfoliating, you know, sometimes you're taking off the dead skin, so then your skin already appears to be like smooth.
Right.
Because all the dead skin's gone, so then it's just all your skin. So it helps it smooth out. And then the vitamins in it, of course, are really good for your skin. I want to say it's like vitamin A, C, and E.
Okay.
I can double check. Yeah, so that's really the only thing.
It's not just to make you want an empanada.
No.
Sorry.
Not that. I need to serve empanadas with it.
There you go.
Here's your empanadas.
No,
Like,
I don't like empanadas.
you know?
No.
Another client of mine doesn't like them either.
I do not. Everybody's like, what? I'm like, my mom's always like, come with an empanada. No, thank you.
How funny.
I don't like them.
I like pumpkin ones. I can do like the mini pineapple ones, like with white powdered sugar.
I like those.
Those are good. But like big empanadas, I think only pumpkin. I can't do other jams or anything.
I think it said on my pumpkin.
Yeah.
I think that's my problem.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what all do you offer?
So I do skincare, of course, and most facials they're kind of like general, like, you know, cleanse, massage, steam extractions, all of that
So
good
good.
stuff. Yeah. But then also, like, what goes into the facial just depends on your skin. So they're all kind of customized to what your skin needs. There's different times, so like there's a quick 40-minute cleanse.
Right.
Usually, like, men kind of start out with that one because at first they come and they're like, I don't want to do a facial. This
Andy?
is girly, or this is
Andy.
yeah.
I sent Andy to her when I guess you first started out, and he's like,
Like 2 years
facial?
ago, a year or two.
You need it. You need it, but he needs to go back.
Yeah, and then most times afterwards they're like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Like, you got my nose, or like, you know, the
Right.
blackheads. Like, I think as much as they want to be manly and stuff, they still care. You know, they still care about their skin
Yeah.
and everything. And I think everyone has like, oh, I have a blackhead here or something.
Right.
And, you know, you want to clean it out. So really just skincare, facials. The times are different. Microdermabrasion. So microdermabrasion, I kind of like to refer to it as like sandpaper, taking sandpaper to wood. So, you know, it just helps like refine everything. So it takes off like that little layer, helps smooth everything out. So that's what it does to your skin as well. I think that's an easy way to put it. Then microdermabrasion and
So would that help
enzymes.
somebody that has like a lot of little bumps?
So first we would want to get rid of the bumps.
Okay.
And the bumps really just depend, for the most part, it's going to be trapped oil in the skin. I do use a cleanser that has like glycolic acid in it, so that's to help prevent aging and to help with blemishes. So that really helps like unclog the pores. I used to have like little, right here, 3 little, they're like whiteheads under the skin, milia. So I don't know if you've ever like seen them.
Yeah, I've
and
had
they're
that
just like
before.
hard, and that really helps to like clear them out without having to like try to extract or anything. So it's really just oil trapped in there.
Okay.
What else? So then, and I also offer the enzyme pills, which, so eventually I'm going to do chemical pills, but I know most people here haven't heard of chemical pills.
Right.
And it's very hot here. So I didn't want to start out with chemical pills and then people freak out, like,
Yeah.
my skin's burning off or
Yeah.
something, you know. So I started out on enzyme pills, so that really helps to kind of give us a small, like exfoliating the first layer of skin.
Okay.
And then a lot of times people, even with that, will peel, like their skin takes it really well. And once it's, you know, it probably takes within 7 days and then your skin's back to normal. But it helps a lot because it helps like lighten up any pigmentation scars, helps smooth out the skin. Sometimes it even helps with like the bumps, you know, help get that oil out and everything.
Okay.
So that's all for skincare. Then I offer full body waxing, so that's Brazilians and everything.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like, what?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, face, arms, stomach, chest, back, legs, Brazilians, feet, you know, toes. You gotta get the toes.
Yeah.
So all of that, for the most part, I think most common is like face, which is like eyebrows, lip, chin, like all of that, underarms, and Brazilians. Those are like my top 3.
Those are the ones that
That people
call for.
like most frequent.
Yeah, so I was super excited whenever I found out Alex was moving back and opening up here because I used to drive to Odessa to do it. And it's not always the most convenient.
Yeah, and then it's an extra expense. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're already waxing, and then you want to get something to eat, and then you want to do something else,
And then you're
like,
like shopping.
yes, and you're like, I didn't want to spend a whole day over here.
But you do. So
Yes.
I was so happy that she got over here.
Yeah, and I also offer eyebrow lamination, which is what we talked about in the beginning, and then eyelash perms. So,
Yes.
and I really like to call it more of an eyelash lift because, you know, we're not totally curling
Right.
the eyelashes. It's more like a lift
Yeah,
to help open the eye.
And it looks so good. So
And I
so
really,
good.
really like that because it's like, it's so, I feel like minor, but it makes a really big
It
difference.
does.
Because you wake up and your eyes are already open and you just
Yes.
want to apply mascara and you're done. So, you know, that's one less thing to have to worry about, and even better.
Yes, yes. Anything to make your morning faster.
And easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do Brazilians hurt?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say yes.
I say they didn't used to, but here lately I'm like, Alex, I don't know, my
Oh, no.
pain tolerance has gone bad, but her hand's very light actually,
Yeah.
so it doesn't hurt. I don't know.
It's, yeah. And I think too, like, for women it really depends, like hormone wise, like if
Right.
it's near your cycle or something.
Yes.
Like a week or two, I guess a week. So you for sure don't want to go a week before or a week after your cycle because then your body is a lot more sensitive. So
And that's probably why it's been hurting me.
yeah, a little bit. you know, our hormones, everything's crazy, so that really makes a difference in sensitivity. And what else? So also, like, you don't want to drink alcohol or anything like that, because then you know that thins out your blood. Not that you bleed or anything, but your pores are open and stuff, so sometimes you just don't want to do that. What else could help? Sometimes people take like Tylenol like 30 minutes before.
Okay.
I also saw lately people use like the Dermaplast spray.
I have seen that.
I need to have, maybe we could try it, see if we can test it.
I'm all
Test
ready.
it. So I've been wanting to try that one. Or I was even thinking like on my legs, spray it on my legs and then wax it, see if that helps.
You can try that.
Yeah.
I'll be a test of me, I don't care.
Yeah. So we'll have to put that to the test.
Yeah. I've always thought that they didn't hurt. I mean, of course, there's more areas that are more sensitive than others, like in anything else. But I mean, I think it's worth it.
Oh yeah. Once you like get past the service and everything, and then you go home, you're like, wow, 3 weeks there basically, and then, or I guess more too for sure, and then you know the hair starts to grow back. But even that's better than having to shave or something like every day or every 3 days or something. Like,
to me, it's just like you feel cleaner. You don't have to worry about it. And I always tell her, I'm like, oh, I'm so miserable whenever between that time that I haven't gone, because I feel like I'm not clean.
So that's the one thing I always get people saying like, well, I don't feel clean, or I feel like Chewbacca or something. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, and then your hair kind of does like thin out the more you go, so it's not as thick.
So it gets
painful.
better.
Yeah.
So for sure, like once you, the first time it's just like a lot. I feel. Like, you know, it's.
So I do recommend the first time to kind of trim down a little bit.
Yes.
Because if it's not, it'll hurt.
Yes, I've heard that too. Like people will say that a lot. Like if it's like at this length, it doesn't hurt me as much.
Right.
So for sure, the hair needs to be the size of a rice grain. So like not too long, but kind of long, so that like wax catches.
But not too short, because then you won't catch it.
Yeah. If some people go like, okay, so you really don't need to shave in between the waxes, because then that's like just starting all over every single time. Because it's easier. The better results come from having the hair like at the same growth
Length all over.
Yes. So you don't want to have some short and some long, because then your results won't be as clean or as pretty, I guess.
Yeah.
And then too, like it's harder with the wax for the wax to attach itself to like the short stubby hairs.
Yeah.
It just won't grab them and won't pull them out, right? And then that's gonna cause ingrowns and things like that.
Right.
So for sure, you know, you want to have them all kind of the same length. Don't want to shave in between, and the more consistent you are with them, the better it gets. So like the easier it gets, I guess you could say. Like pain wise, and then the results also get better too. So
I agree on all that. I know that I've been having them done since like 7-8 years, but I remember I told Lexi, like, you should go get a Brazilian wax. Whenever she was doing pageants, she was like, Mom, no. Like, I guess she was shy about it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just whatever. Like, it's not. Do you have a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm shy, I don't want to?
I do. Like, I have a few that, like, every time they come, they'll mention it, so I know that they want it, but they're just kind of, like, working themselves up. And then sometimes they, like, okay, I'm ready this day. I'm like, yes, like, let's do it. And then there's some people that are more like, well, like, I just want it done, so who cares? So I'm like, okay.
That's me.
And then I also think, like, it's super cool. I have some moms that bring in their younger daughters to get waxed, like their legs waxed or things like that, or their mustache, the hairs in between the unibrow. And I'm like, I think that's amazing, because, like, I feel like that's what moms are there for. You know, you want to teach your children hygiene. You want to teach them, like, okay, like, I guess it sucks because it's like what's socially acceptable, but then it helps because in school kids are mean. Like, you know, if you have a unibrow, they're gonna call you out on it. You have a mustache, they're gonna call you out on it. And hairy legs or something. And those are like the top 3 things that I think for us little girls, like, once you get to that age, that sucks.
And you should listen as a parent, because like Lexi, she would always complain about her eyebrows. So we started waxing probably when she was in 4th, 5th grade, and I remember somebody was like, that's so young. I'm like, you know, listen, it makes me happy.
Yes.
And I'm not hearing her like
her
be
feelings are
insecure
important.
about it or anything like that. Like, yeah, whatever she wants to do. Like, I mean, of course,
Like
to a-
age appropriate, yeah.
Right. Like, I was like, it's an eyebrow. It's not that
Yes.
big of a deal. But I remember me and you talked about, like, waxing her legs. And you're like, it's better to wax them than shave because it's just easier.
Yeah, and then as they grow, so like when I was in school, a girl, her mom took her, when she was probably like, maybe like hitting middle school time, age, I guess. So she would wax, and then whenever I saw her, she's, what, 18? She barely even had hair anymore. Like, her hair just wouldn't grow back. And that does happen, like with waxing, there kind of gets like spars or like bald spots.
Yeah.
So then that's awesome too, because then you're like, whoa, I'm getting rid of hair.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so.
without having to do laser or something painful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I can't bring myself to do laser. I know we've talked about that. I feel like that's so painful. I don't know. What service is your favorite to do?
I would say probably waxes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you just enjoy calling people pink?
Right? No, I think I like the results, and I like seeing like the way people feel afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it's like facials, you know. Of course, like you love it, and people even then like they see and notice results, or other people will tell them like
Right.
they come back to me and they're like, oh yeah, like so and so noticed my face. Like I didn't even have to say anything. Like that's awesome. So I really like. I think my favorite thing is hearing their reactions, or like hearing people come back and like, oh, I like this or that, or you know.
But with waxes, you hear right then and there.
Yes, right then and there. So it's always like nice, and you see the result a lot sooner. So it's like, you know, right there. So I think waxes. I don't know. I think it's like a satisfaction thing. Like first you see the hair to pull it out, and then it's clean,
Yeah.
and then like I guess I'm a weirdo, but I like to see like the wax like after the hairs are on it. Like I don't know, it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross now.
No.
That's what I mean.
Where did you go to school?
In San Antonio, Texas, of course. It only took, I want to say like 6 or 7 months. So I was there for a year and came back. But yeah, San Antonio. It's super nice. So if you go full time, it's like 6, 7 months. If you go part time, it's like 11 months. So it's super fast.
Yeah, it is fast. That's a good service to have.
Yes.
I have thick leg hair. Would waxing help? I think we kind of already touched on that, but
Yeah. So consistently waxing, yes. So if you like try to come and just wax every few months, I don't think it'll help that much. Or
Okay.
you won't find the results that you're wanting.
yeah.
So like if you come every 4 weeks, it'll definitely help it kind of. I noticed even on myself, the hair gets thinner, and then there's areas that are sparse, so like the hair doesn't grow back in spots. And then as you keep coming, like I guess it feels less painful because the hair's thinner.
Okay.
So it just gets better overall. But
Leg waxing is not for me. Not that I don't like it, but letting it grow back. I was like, guys, I can't wear shorts.
Yeah.
I feel that was the thing.
I think definitely.
Hey everyone! So as I was editing this video, I noticed that my hard drive just crashed. I lost a lot of footage for other stuff that I had already pre-filmed, and unfortunately the end clip of this, it was probably the last 10-15 minutes, was on there. So really and truly to, I guess, say what she had said at the end, she was just giving everybody her information, where she's located. She's located at Headways here in Fort Stockton, and she works, I believe, Tuesday through Friday. Alex, please correct me if I'm wrong. And she only works from 1 to 5. So in order for you to contact her and make an appointment with her, I'm going to go ahead and link her information down below. She will only respond to you between her working hours because she is a mom and she does have a life. So if she doesn't get back to you, don't get sad. She will get back to you, I promise you. But the easiest way is just to shoot her a message between those hours. That way you ensure she gets back to you. She's very affordable, works great. My first-hand experience with her has always been so good. She always has made me feel so comfortable, so at ease. And any questions that I ask, she never makes me feel like I am asking a silly question. She gives me a down-to-the-point answer and makes me feel like she's actually listening, and makes me feel like I'm learning, if that makes any sense. Because skincare, there's so much out there that we can Google, but we don't know what's exactly perfect for us until somebody that is an expert sees our skin and can tell us what is good for us. So if you, or even your daughter, preteen, is barely wanting to get into the skincare, I highly recommend scheduling an appointment with her so that she can kind of let you know what she recommends for your skin, and you can go from there. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of videos that I sit down and have a conversation with another person and kind of ask them your questions, let me know down below in the comment section or over on IG, and I can do some more of them. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you're notified every time I post something new. Bye!